Okay, so let's talk about some of the different ideas that I've done here. For instance, over the D major 7, I'm in a very common way to play in this style. Notice, first of all, that I'm muting the strings, the chordal notes. I don't go, okay, I'm not letting the chords ring. This is pretty simple. I'm on a D major 9, and I'm just using a D bass going to the 5 to the A bass. Now we come to an A flat 7 flat 9 or a B flat diminished. Then I go to the A minor. Notice, that's right, the different feeling, but it's the same kind of ideas I used over the swing feel or the blues. The G major, and sometimes as I got going in the solo, I don't know if you noticed, but instead of going to G minor, well, one time when I went to G minor, I think I played some double stops, just did some sixths and thirds, just put a harmony in there over the G minor. But another time I was on the G major, same idea that I did earlier over some of the bop tunes. Instead of going to G minor, I went to B flat major. And then to continue up with a fascinating kind of bass movement, instead of coming back down for the F sharp 7 in this progression, what I did is I went up to the C7, which is the tritone of the F sharp, and that leads really well into the B minor. So from here's the written progression. Okay, so you know, G major, G minor, F sharp 7, but I did G major, B flat major, C7, and that still leads very nicely into the B minor, which then is the expected progression. And a lot of times over the B minor I did a cool kind of thing. So, and again, if you listen to my recording that's bundled with this project, you're going to find this recording of Wave, and you can compare some of the different ideas and different things that I'm doing. But I played over the B minor, did a descending bass figure, but instead of putting the bass note all the way there, I put it on the low E string, I put it on the D string. And you can either hit the chord, you know, I can either hit the whole chord or, you know, then end on the harmonic, because the progression goes B minor to E7. So I think where we're coming out of the, okay, so from the G major. So you don't always have to play a bass line on the low bass strings. In that case, I was using more of like a tenor guitar sound. And that's a very cool thing to do. Another chord substitution idea that I did, and again, this is based on the tritone theory, is that instead of going the progression that ends each of the A sections goes D minor to G7 or a 2-5. I did a very simple thing. I changed the bass note. Instead of going D minor to G7, I did D minor to C sharp 7. And I kept the chord type, I kept the melody note on top. I kept that high E on top. And by keeping that melody note on top, that gives me what we call a pedal point, only I'm playing the pedal on top. And then instead of having the bass note be the G, which is more common, I have the bass note. It's another common way to go through a 2-5 progression, and suddenly you've added more color.